Hey guys, Ken Elvin here, back with Group B, as I promised, because I always keep my promises, guys.
How you know?
I never keep my promises, but this time I did, so you're lucky.
Guys, you better feel special.
Very special. Very lucky, guys. In Group B, we have England. Let's start with England first, might as well. They're probably the biggest team in Group B, or most, for notoriety anyways. And they don't have a very bad squad. They actually have a very young and talented squad.
It's a new friend.
Yeah, I know.
Very attacking team, yeah. Surprised.
You know, I don't. They could maybe do quite well in this tournament. Again, if they get a favorable matchup, possibly quarterfinals. But this is the team, as we talked about, built for the future. And if they develop them properly, could have a very, very good team, or very attacking good team by 2018, 2020. Next year was there. Or even 2018 World Cup.
Definitely a team to look out for in the World Cup.
No, yeah, absolutely, definitely a very good.
But this is the Euros.
Team. Yeah, it's now, so it's a team built for the future. The youngest squad in the entire tournament.
Actually, with Germany bringing up Jonathan Todd, now they are the youngest again.
Because Jonathan Todd.
Yeah, because he's 19-year-old. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now they're the second youngest team in the tournament. Again, though, it's not a very poor squad. You look at the squad, and you see Joe Hart in goal. I mean, I don't know if there's a guy who plays with more hearts.
Okay, you took my line there, bud.
Yeah, you know what? You didn't step in, so...
Uh-huh.
It's a terrible joke anyways. I played it off very poorly.
He's the heart of the team, okay? Heart of the team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Defense, you have Kyle Walker, who did very well as a fullback for Tottenham there. Danny Rose, again, played very well at fullback. Chris Smalling, who will miss the first game, or could miss the first game for England. But, you know, Nathaniel Klein, John Stones, a very good, young, talented center back for the future. There, got a call up. Gary Cahill, who had a very underwhelming season at Chelsea, but I feel like he's there by default, because there aren't many center backs who could have really called up.
Well, they should have called Jackie Alka over.
Yeah, J.D. Alka, okay, yeah. Sure. Yeah, okay.
Just having some fun there.
Yeah. You know, you look at their midfield, again, you don't see a very poor midfield. You see Raheem Sterling, who was the most expensive young player ever, but I think that was just City splashing the cash, to be honest. I mean,
they needed young talent based on the new rules.
Yeah, he's a good player. I'm not saying he's not. I don't know if he's worth that much money, $45 million.
Obviously not.
Yeah, I'll still think he's worth that much. But he's a very good young player, and can develop into a superstar possibly. Eric Dyer, who played in Portugal until last year, and has done very well. He was a center back, transitioned into a midfielder, CDM, and has played extremely well since then. And then you have Jack Wilshere, who just cannot stay on the field for longer than like 5 minutes.
Hey, maybe he can. Maybe the England medical staff can keep him healthy. Maybe it's Arsenal's medical staff that can't keep him on the field. Obviously, it's him too, but that's something. There's things you need to look at.
No, I mean we're still waiting for him to become a superstar. So until that happens, we'll see what happens. Don't get me wrong; he's a very talented player, and Roy Hodgson obviously called him up for a reason.
Personal favorite, buds. Hey, no.
But
don't. That's not. No.
You know, he's a good player and all, and we'll see how he does in the Euros. Ross Barkley again had a very underwhelming season at Everton, but very good young promising talent for England. Dele Alli just kind of came out of nowhere and had a very good season. Second half of the season for Tottenham, and looks very good. Again, a player for the future to watch out for. Then you have the Hurricane. No one even calls him the Hurricane anymore. Harry Kane, very, very good player. A former Arsenal player. Plays for Tottenham now. He's recorded 20 goals in the past 2 seasons in the Premier League.
20-plus goals.
20-plus goals, which is an incredible feat. He led Premier League in goals. He had won the Golden Boot Award this year with 25, and he's a very, very promising young talent who could really make a difference for this England squad. Wayne Rooney, who's been
He's going to ruin it for the team.
he just I don't know what it is. Like
He just really digressed as a player.
Yeah, he seemed to have gotten worse over the years. I mean, he went from becoming one of the best talents in the world to just slowly slipping away, I guess. It's unfortunate. I felt bad for the guy. I mean, he's been playing since he's 16, but I guess you can't keep it up forever unless you're Maldini. Yeah, that's right, I said that. Maldini. Then you have Jamie Vardy, who will be having a party in France. Again, kind of out of nowhere. Just came out of nowhere. Used to be a mechanic a couple years ago, and now scored 24 goals in the league. Could have even won the Golden Boot if he wasn't suspended for those games.
Yeah.
So, could have, which is unfortunate for him, but he did a lot for Leicester, helping them win this year, which was the first time ever. Then you have Daniel Sturridge, again, underwhelming, but was injured a lot, but can change a game.
Extremely talented player, really good striker if he's healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Marcus Rashford, who is another young talent at 18 or 19 years
18 years old.
18 years old, very good young talent, who has an incredible goal-game ratio. He played, I believe, 10 games in the Premier League, and I think scored 8 goals in those games. Did very, very well, and scored a lot in the friendlies. So he was a surprise, not so much of a surprise, but because of his age. But again, a player for the future.
For his consistency at that age. That's what's surprising.
Yeah, a player for the future indeed. And like I said, this England, if they get a very favorable matchup, can maybe head to the quarters, and from then on, who knows? I mean, they'll probably lose in penalties because that's the most English way to go out. So they'll probably lose in pens again. But again, a very promising team built for the future.
There's a lot of things you gotta look at. They're going to be playing a very counter-attacking team. The most likely to do 4-4-2. It's the most English formation ever.
Yeah, it's blend.
Vardy
Simple.
and Kane have very, very good chemistry together. And not to mention, both Harry Kane winning the Golden Boot, Jamie Vardy contender for the Golden Boot. They just thrive on that style of play. Vardy, especially, the way that England plays the system they have built is exactly the type of system that Vardy thrives on, which is why I'm not the biggest fan of him going to Arsenal. But he's going to do very, very good. He's going to be a big surprise. Calling it right now for England, I think their biggest players are going to be Joe Hart, obviously. He's going to be the guy who's going to keep him in it. Vardy, if he can continue, then he's going to have another party. That was bad, I'm sorry. And then a really, really guy that I don't think many people are looking at, Eric Dyer. Coming from Portugal, he's one of the more technical players that England have. England is a very physical, robust, pacey kind of team. That's how they play. That's the fundamentals of their league. And he played in Portugal, so he has the technical ability and range. He has really good vision. He's a very, even though he's defensive, he's at the same time, very creative player. And I think he's going to be one of the players you need to look out for. He's going to be a big X factor.
Oh, absolutely. Eric Dyer, for sure, will definitely hold that midfield, and as you said, can put a pass together every once in a while. Well, not every once in a while, but can put a very good pass together once in a while. Feed Vardy or possibly Harry Kane there on the long ball. I think it's going to come down to their strikers. Dele Ali, I feel, will play really well as well. At Cam, will do a lot there, and will be either a super sub, or if he starts, will be very crucial for that midfield. But it's going to come down to the strikers of Harry Kane and Jamie Vardy. That partnership could put them over the top, and it'll be very interesting to see throughout this tournament. Next team we have is Russia, a team who has made a name for themselves in underachieving in major tournaments. They've done very well at failing recently. In recent groups in the World Cup, in the Euro 2012, Euro 2008, they're looking for that squad who went to the semifinals that year. They had a very talented team, but this team just looks old. I mean, it's a very old and veteran team, which is not usually. It could be a good thing. A lot of veterans, a lot of smart, wise players that have been there before and know what to do and can accomplish, a certain feat. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but you look at this team and there isn't, I don't want to say much talent, but there aren't many players that could really make a difference in this team. Akinfeev, who has again declined from what he used to be as a goaltender, but it can still keep you in the game at times, as he has done at Moscow repeatedly. Neustadter was a huge controversy playing for Russia.
I don't think these guys really know what's happening. You want to fill it in for them?
You can fill it in. You follow Bundesliga a lot more than I do.
Well, let's just say Neustadter isn't Russian. If you guys are not aware, Roman Neustadter, he grew up, he played for the national team. He played in a friendly, but he didn't actually play. He was called up.
The rule is, I just want to quickly clarify. The rule is if you play in a friendly, it is technically not a competitive game. So, as did Thiago Motta did for Italy, he played in a Brazil friendly, but never played for a competitive match for Brazil. So he was allowed to play for Italy. So as Neustadter did, he played for Germany in 2 friendlies, but never once played in a competitive match. So you're allowed to switch nations.
It's a little bit of a loophole.
Yeah, it's a loophole. You're allowed to switch nations at that point.
Another thing to mention too, I don't know if you're aware of world affairs, he's actually Ukrainian, and let's just say the Ukrainians aren't too fond of that. That's kind of like a big to the face type deal. That's let's not get into that. It's political affairs. This is sports, but it's a very taboo move on Neustadter. So he's gonna get. There's gonna be some heckling by the Russians too, because they're not too fond of Ukrainians either. But let's not get into that. We're here for sports. It's a show about sports.
Yeah. Absolutely. You might as well say his name, because you've been waiting to say his name. The striker for Russia.
Kokorin. Alexander Kokorin. He's a really good, prominent striker for Russia. It's unfortunate that he hadn't seen any time in the more top leagues. Obviously, the Russian Premier League they have money, mobster money, and oil money. From obviously Vladimir Putin for Zenit, but they don't have. It's a decent league, but there's a lot of controversy there, and I wouldn't put it next to other leagues, not as respectable as the top leagues, but like Portugal or Turkey or France and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So he's a very good player, and I think he's gonna be a player to look out for as long as the guy is really good. Alexander Golovin, he's a guy you want to watch.
Yeah.
20 years old, he's going to be crazy in the midfield, and I think he's going to be, sad to say, one of Russia's biggest players. You don't want a 20-year-old to be one of your biggest players.
Artem Dzyuba, too, had a lot of goals for that Russian squad there.
He's actually very big, he's quick, he's agile, and he can score goals with his head, with his feet.
Still pretty young, too. I think he's 23 or 24, Dzyuba.
He's 27. He's not young.
I don't know why I thought he was younger, but okay. Clear. It just goes to show I do not follow the Russian league, but okay, well, 27's not bad.
No?
27's not bad.
It's in his prime.
Yeah. So you look at this, again, we'll go back to, not back, but we will go to Slovakia now. A team that actually beat Germany in a friendly. I'm not saying to rub it in, but they
played
very well.
Germany played poor, but Slovakia had a very good game.
They played very well. They have one of the best cams in the world in Mirek Hamšík, who again was a huge part of that Napoli success for that second place in Serie A. Did a very good job.
Earning himself a team of the season spot too.
Absolutely. Very talented player. He can score, he can pass. Yeah, he can even come back and help defend.
He's such a vocal leader. He's going to be the biggest guy for them. He's going to get the team going.
Yeah, I don't know if there's obviously the X factor. I don't know if there's a bigger player on Slovakia that could make a big difference. Maybe Martin Skrill in the defense will help out a lot. But because their goaltending situation looks sketchy at best, to say the least.
Their goalie will do what they need to. They're going to be a very compact team. A player that I think is going to do very well, he leading assists for their qualifying group, Vladimir Weiss. He's a wide midfielder. He's going to look very good for him. Another player that I want to watch, Andrzej Duda. He's a very young talent. Coming out of Slovakia is a player you definitely want to watch out for. Starting in that friendly against Germany, he was one of the most potent threats against us. He's definitely a player that I kind of wish wasn't playing against our team. So those are the players that you always need to watch out for, the ones that are really good. And they have a not the best strike force. I wouldn't say they're relatively good either, but
yeah,
they can score goals when they need to. If they can pull one back for Slovakia, they're not bad, but hey, we have to wait and see, right? A lot of these older players, a lot of players that we don't think are going to be relevant or important, those are the guys that usually show up in tournaments like this.
No, absolutely. You never know. There were a surprise package coming in and could pull off a little bit of a threat in that Group B there. Final team, Wales. Obviously, the biggest name there is Gareth Bale. Obviously, the biggest names on the planet, and Gareth Bale there, and he's gonna. Him and Aaron Ramsey, as you alluded to, will probably carry this team on their back.
I think Ramsey is going to be a much more important part of the team.
Yeah.
Because Gareth Bale is going to score the goals, but guess what? You can have the best striker in the world, but if you don't have a guys who can feed on the ball, it's a waste. And Aaron Ramsey's the guy who's going to give Gareth Bale the goal. He's going to be creating the chances. He's going to be putting a lot of leg work in the midfield. He's going to be breaking up play. He's going to be creating chances. He's going to come up high. He's going to even score goals too. I think he's going to be Wales' biggest player.
No, absolutely. You look at their defense. Like again, on paper, the starting 11 isn't a bad team. Fairly decent starting 11, but you just look at their depth, or should I say lack of depth. There isn't much there. Say if Bale or Ramsey or one of their bigger players goes down, I mean, there isn't much there to help them out. So it's Bale and Ramsey will be crucial. Joe Allen, we even have to help out in the midfield there. Liverpool.
Look out for
player.
George Williams, a very young player coming out of what team does he play for again?
Joe Williams. Jonathan Williams? Jonathan Williams plays for...
No, George Williams from Fulham.
George Williams, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the striker. Okay, no,
Yeah.
I was thinking Jonathan Williams.
He actually might be starting. I would pair him or Canoe next to him.
With Bale. Yeah, because there's no one else.
Not there's no one else, but
well, they're really, like I said, lack of quality there.
When you have lack of quality, it's good to have a really young player to kind of give that energy and that vibe and the unpredictability that these youngsters have. It's like you see those young players that have a great season and they don't do stuff afterwards because no one knows who they are. They're unpredictable and they surprise everyone. I'd actually hope him to become a really good player, but at the same time they add that kind of mix. They mix a good mix of the team.
Absolutely. Okay, now it's the part of the show we pick who finishes where in the group, and I guess I'll take it from here. I guess I'll go first. Again, I feel this is England's group to lose. They are the more complete team in this group. Depth-wise, they're not too bad there with their depth and whatnot. I feel that the only thing that could really hurt them is the lack of experience. I feel that will be probably the biggest thing that could maybe hurt them if they're up a goal. Say they're winning 1-0, and that their just experience isn't there, and instead of kicking the ball out or just trying to carry it out, and they they end up blowing that lead. I feel that could maybe be the only thing that hurts them.
Yeah, I don't see too many leaders on that England team.
But no, I mean Rooney, I guess, Cahill, Joe Hart.
Joe Hart's
probably
a big leader. He's the biggest leader for the team. Maybe even what's his face from Liverpool there.
Jordan Henderson,
yeah.
possibly, in the midfield there. And, but I feel this, like I said, it's England's group to lose, and I feel they will win this one. I don't think they'll win every game, but they will move out of this group in first place. Second is up for grabs. Like I said, Russia has always done very poor lately. They've made it known that they underachieve in groups, underachieve in tournaments. And this is a group they could move on from, but I'm going with their history, that they will, again, maybe just fall out of this one. They could get a couple ties in this one, but I think either Wales or Slovakia. I'm going to say Wales for a second. I don't know why. I feel Gareth Bale and Aaron Ramsey will help them in the end and really push this Wales team to second place. And Slovakia will probably finish third and maybe finish the third place team. The best four third place teams could move on from then on. Again, I'm going with the history of Russia here, but they could surprise. It could be any way, but Wales will finish second behind England. I feel Wales will give England a tough go as well, being that they're both from the United Kingdom. It's going to be that's a huge matchup. That was one of the most anticipated matchups heading into this Euros, and I can't wait to wake up at 9:30 or 9 o'clock to watch that one. So, yeah, 9 a.m. I know.
Eastern time.
That's early, man. But yeah, again, Slovakia 3rd place, and Russia, if they do well, it's great. I'm just going with their history here, and they finished 4th in this group.
This is I think I'm gonna surprise you. I changed my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing it. It's going to be a toss up for either one is going to get first, one's going to get third. It's going to be Slovakia and Wales. Slovakia or Wales, one of them's going to get first, one of them's going to get third. That's I'm calling it right now.
Can't say England that much.
Not even that I can't say England. I think that England's again very inexperienced. I think they're going to do well, but early on they're going to struggle, and it's going to show. Towards later on, they're going to succeed. I think England's going to get second in the squad, and like I said, Wales or Slovakia is going to get. It's a toss-up for first and third, and I think Russia. I think they're going to kind of hold their own, but I feel like they won't have that edge to get through or win against those teams. I feel like those teams, they have a lot more talent, they have a lot more energy, they have better leaders, and they just look better. Unfortunate to say about Russia, because they actually have there are some interesting players that they have on that team that I think can do very well.
They don't have a bad team. Like I said, they have a very experienced team. I'm going with their history on that one. So. And
to be fair, it's not the best statement to make, but I think they're one of the groups of death. It's not really group of death, but if you're basing it on quality, I believe that's the most even quality. With Group E.
Group E to me.
Group E, E, and Group B are the teams that everyone looks kind of on the same level, in a sense.
Group D too, though.
No, I think it's a toss-up because I think Group D is going to be one of the third-place teams going through. Well, I think Group B and Group E are going to be the more tricky groups to get through.
Yeah, exactly. Group B.
This is a more balanced group, I think.
Yeah, we even said Group B going into it is probably one of the most the tougher groups to predict, with the teams both matching each other in quality. But that's the end of our Group B video. We have Group C coming up next, guys. Yeah. So. I look forward to that one, which should be interesting again. Germany in that one, so he's obviously stoked for that one. So that's the end of our video, guys. Again, if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe, and peace.
Yeah.